What's up guys, this year we're going to be kicking off the first project, and it's going to be a steam bending box. And I'm going to be using the steam bending kit from Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. It also comes with this free set of plans for the steam bending box that you can download on their website. And basically, instead of doing bent lamination that I've done in the past, that's really great, but I want to try steam bending because it's a lot less messy. And machine bending, just cutting curves and everything, that can be very weak. So this hopefully will give me a solid, just some solid bends, and hopefully I can do a few more things that I couldn't do with bent lamination. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you all the materials that I'm using and the materials that come in the actual steam kit itself. So I went to Home Depot and I got these 4 boards that are 1x8 and they're 6 feet long. So I have 4 of these. I'm not sure how long I'm going to make the box yet. It's probably going to be a little over 4 feet long. I also purchased some of these 1 5/8 inch outdoor screws. So these will be good for the box because they can take some steam and water and stuff like that. So hopefully they don't rust out. And along with that, I also got some sponge rubber weather strip. And basically what this is going to do is for the door, it's going to keep a lot of that steam in there. It's going to seal off very nice. And a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people do this or not, but I also picked up some of this window, door, and siding stuff. And basically I'm going to seal the inside of the box with this, so hopefully I can try to keep all that steam inside of the box. As to what comes in the box, basically you're going to get this thing, and what this does is it connects the hose from the steamer to the actual wood box inside. Then you also get this, and it has 2 hinges, a latch, and the screws to attach everything on. So what this is going to do is it's going to seal off the front door on the steamer so you can open and close it. And that's where you attach the weather stripping to. But here's the hose, here's the power cord for the actual steam box, and here's the actual steam box. And basically this can last for, this holds 1.25 gallons, and I'm not sure how long it lasts for, but I mean, it's a decent sized steamer, and they say for every inch of board you have, you should leave it in there for an hour. So that's about every 1/4 inch should be in there for 15 minutes. So based off the plans, if I'm looking at it, basically I need to choose a length, and basically I think I'm gonna do about 4 feet 2 inches, and this is just so I can put a board that's 4 foot in there and just have a little bit of wiggle room on each end. So I'm gonna cut all these boards to about 4 feet 2 inches, and then I will just start assembling everything. So basically what I'm doing is marking my boards to 4 foot 2 inches, which is also 50 inches long. And I'm gonna take my second square, set it on, and run a strip across. And then what I can do is just run this over the table saw or miter box or whatever you have and cut it out. Alright, so I have all my boards cut to 42 inches, and then once I did that, I actually cut them all to 41 inches, because when they're at 42 inches, they were all a little bit off, so I wanted to get it exactly, so they're all at 41 inches now. But what I have to do now is, if you have Forstner bits, you're going to do this a little different. You want to buy dowels, and I'll try to show you this here. They have dowels running across, and basically what that does is that supports the wood so that the steam can get all in from under. So it's not just, if the board was laying flat on the wood, steam wouldn't be able to get under. So what you have to do is boost it up, and that's how the dowels go. But I don't have Forstner bits, so I couldn't do that. So I did something that was a little bit easier. I cut out some of these T's, and what I'm gonna do is pocket hole screw them right down, And if you don't have pocket hole screws, you can go right in from the bottom. But basically what this will do is it will allow the water to, because it's all gonna be on an angle, it's gonna allow the water to still run off. If you had a full board, it'd block all the water, and that's a bad idea. It's gonna allow the condensation to run off, and it's gonna allow me to bring up my wood so that it can still all get under there and all the steam can evenly go throughout. So this is an alternative if you don't have Forstner bits, or you just want to mess with Forstner bits and dowels. Yeah, I mean, this is probably gonna be a lot easier, but I mean, this is just an alternative way. Check the plans if you want. They're on rocklerwoodworking.com if you're a little confused on what I'm talking about, but I mean, it's pretty easy. You can do either way. So what I did was I spaced out all 5 of the supporters, and they're about 8 inches apart each. 41 divided by 5 isn't that even, so I just rounded to 8, and you can eyeball it from there. It really doesn't matter, you just want to generally even. But now I'm just going to take my drill and attach all these on here. So now I have all of these pieces attached, and what you can do now is just simply take it and start attaching the walls of each side, and then I will attach the top piece as well. And since this is all pine, you're going to want to make sure you pre-drill all your holes and probably countersink them as well. And don't forget that you do not want to add any glue onto this because it could crack. So just don't add any glue and you should be all set. So before I put on the top, you're gonna wanna add some of this siding stuff. The only problem I have is I'd be able to add it on 2 sides, but I wanna be able to apply it on the top side. So it kind of makes me question if it's worth buying it or not. So I think I'm gonna hold off and return it, because a lot of other people that do steam boxes usually don't do this, and I mean, I just don't know how I'd get it in there on this side, so I don't really know if it'd be worth it or not. So I'm not gonna use this, and I'm just gonna attach my top part now. So now that the box is all screwed together and constructed, I need to add this back panel, and I just cut it to size, and it's basically you want it to go on top of everything. That's what Rockler says. You don't want it to go inside and screw it from the sides. You want to go straight down from the top so that you can easily remove it. But before I attach this on, I need to drill a 9/16 inch hole in the center of this, and I will thread this through, and then I will lock the nut on the other side. And all this stuff is found in the hardware kit of the Rockler steam bending kit. So I actually don't have a 9/16 inch bit, but a 1/2 inch one will work just as good. So I'm gonna drill the hole out right in the center. And that came out rather nice. Now what I have to do is just kind of maybe thread it through. And that seems to be working, so I'll have to thread that through. Then I just want to take this and cap it on the other side. So basically I had to just kind of thread it through, but the fit is perfect. So now what I do is I just take the nut and I put it on the other side. Then what you want to do is just grab 2 wrenches of the same size and just lock it on there nice and snug. So now I have this all assembled, and what I can do now is I can attach it to the top. And that worked out nicely. So before I put the actual door on, I think that I'm just gonna put the weather stripping on first. And basically, you're supposed to get 1/4 inch, or you're supposed to get 1/8 inch, but I didn't see that and I accidentally got 1/4 inch. I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. It's probably just gonna be harder to lock it. So I'm gonna put it on here, and then I'm gonna put the door on as well. And now I'm just attaching the hinges to the door. So I'm gonna pre-drill all these so they don't crack. And I'm just gonna attach the hinge. So now that's on there, and I need to do the second one as well, and this project is almost complete. And now I got both of these on there, and it's looking pretty good. So now I'm putting the hinges on the actual door, and basically I'm gonna put the middle one in both of these first, and I think that will make it a lot easier. So I put that one in loosely. And now I know my door swings, so it's looking good, and I can put the other 4 screws in. So I installed the hook for the clasp, and now I have to install the actual part that grabs onto it. And this is kind of tricky, but basically you want this back piece to be flat on here. You want this that wraps around here, then this piece pulls it, and that's really what's gonna pull it nice and snug. So you don't want it hooked when you're putting it on, so you wanna get an idea of where it should be, unhook it, then move it forward just a little bit so that when it clasps onto here, then it really pulls it on. In the plans, it says that on the front door you want to drill a small vent hole. So it shows on the plans that it's at the bottom, more towards the bottom, but I got a big knot right here, so I'm just gonna drill right above. So now I have my vent hole. And on the bottom, in the bottom center of it, it calls for a small condensation drip hole. So I'm gonna drill that out. And both of these are a 7/64" bit hole. But if you want, or if I see that not enough water gets out or something like that, you can always drill it a tad bit bigger. Well guys, after turning this on and leaving it for about 20 minutes I'd say, it starts to produce some steam, and this is really hot, so I would definitely recommend don't touch that. And now you can kind of test it out. A lot of people, what they do is, I really recommend this, you drill a hole right here and you put a meat thermometer, and this box is supposed to be able to heat up to 212 degrees. And the meat thermometer you can use to regulate the temperature of the box. But I don't have one on me right now. I gotta pick one up at the store, but definitely get one of those and put it right here, drill a hole and just drop it in. So now I'm gonna unlatch this, and I can see that the box works nice because I don't see any steam coming out until once I open this, then you can see the steam come out. But I like it a lot. It's working really good, and I'm really glad I got this. So I'll probably just test a few pieces tonight, and then hopefully next week I can do a bent wood project. It'll probably be really simple to start out with, but I think I'll get a lot of good use out of this, and I'm really happy I got it. Before I go guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another woodworking video every Tuesday, or at least I try every Tuesday. And I will see you guys next week with hopefully a bent wood project that it'll probably be pretty basic, but I really like this a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely share this video and everything. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday, and I hope you have a great week.